Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Bela, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Bela's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give while we're working with him, and also the training equipment that we're using. Fred's using a 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Bela's been fitted with his own personal training collar, and you see that Fred keeps that high up on his neck there for maximum control. And we will show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Now Bela's sitting very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, and that's where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Bela take off doing that now, and the command that you're going to give is Bela heel, and you're going to simply start walking, where Bela should then fall in line heeling appropriately on your left-hand side. This means that he should be keeping pace with you whether you're walking at a faster pace or a slower pace, and he should not be lagging behind on that leash nor lunging ahead and pulling. Also incorporated into our heeling exercise is an automatic sit. There's an example right there. So that anytime that you're out walking with Bela and you stop, he should sit nicely right there at your left heel position. And he should remain seated in that position until you give him another command. The next command that they're going to go ahead and demonstrate is the stay command, and it's a hand and voice command. Use the open flat of your left palm in front of his muzzle, the one-word command to stay, and then walk out to the end of your training leash. And Bela should remain seated in this position and should not break. This is a command that you're going to want to practice very often throughout your day to help build up his ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time. First start at about 30 seconds to a minute, and upon his success, you'll increase your intervals, working up to a total of 3 minutes for your long sit stay. When Fred returns back, he's going to walk all the way around behind in a counterclockwise motion, returning back to heel position so that Bela is once again directly at his left-hand side. And they're going to go ahead and demonstrate that heel, sit, and stay for you again. Now, if at any time you're working Bela through his commands and he either does not complete them or he breaks command, the first words out of your mouth are a nice firm no, followed by a tug and release on that training collar, and you repeat the command. It's important to be consistent and make sure that Bela follows through with whatever you are asking of him. Now Fred leaves Bela in another sit-stay, walks out to the end of the leash, gives him a moment to hold that sit-stay for some practice, and they're going to go ahead and demonstrate the recall or the come-on command. You call Bela in using his name in a friendly tone. He should get up, come in, and sit directly in front of you. And then we have an exercise called the finish, where he turns to heel position by heeling around the right side of you, around the back of you, returning to your left-hand side, sitting nicely, and they'll demonstrate that again. Leave him in a sit-stay, walk out to the end of your leash, give him a moment to hold that sit-stay. Call him in, again using a friendly tone, make it inviting for him to want to come into you. Make sure he sits, that is very important. It teaches him to come in and sit to get greeted as opposed to jumping up on you. And back around to the finish. Good job. That automatic sit. And now the next command they're going to demonstrate is the first of our down commands, down from a heel position. Again, use the open flat of your left palm, this time straight down towards the ground. One-word command to down, then give the stay command and walk out to the end of your leash once again. And with the down stay, Bela should remain laying down and should not break position. And you also want to practice this command frequently to help build up the ability to down stay for longer periods of time. And this one, start again around 30 seconds to a minute, and increase your intervals upon his success, working up to a total of 5 minutes for your long down stay. It's going to return back once again all the way around counterclockwise. Bela's directly on his left-hand side. You'll notice throughout the video that Fred will bend down and give him a pat on the head, or you'll hear him tell him good boy. It is very important to make it fun and motivating and let Bela know that he's doing a good job completing his commands when he's doing so. You can either physically praise him and give him a pet, or you can verbally praise him and tell him he's doing a good job and a good boy. Again, open flat of your left palm, down towards the ground, one-word command to down. Don't forget to give that stay command out to the end of your leash. Give him a moment to hold the down stay. And then Fred's going to go ahead and demonstrate the recall command from the down position. Gets up, comes in, What a good boy. You can see he's very happy, that tail's wagging. Good job, Bela. You want to make sure that you're setting aside about 10 to 15 minutes every day to work Bela through his formal obedience commands in a session such as this video here. You can practice both indoors and outdoors. Oh, he's got an itch. We're going to take a break for a second there. That happens. Alright, Fred's just going to heal him out of that. And this last command they're demonstrating is the down from the distance, which is the second of our down commands. For this command, leave Bela in a sit-stay. Walk out to the end of your training leash. And from the end of the training leash, you're going to use your right hand to give him the down command, where you should then drop into a down directly where he is sitting. Very well demonstrated. Now what Fred is demonstrating is a little bit advanced off-leash training, the beginnings of it, where we drop the leash and increase our distance. This is something that you will be able to work up to and practice with Bela, but you want to make sure that he's doing all of his commands for you on his leash and collar and obeying you at all times, and then you can advance your training to dropping the leash. Fred had him in a sit stay and now down stay. We've demonstrated for you today the obedience commands that Bela has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Bela, and we ask that you keep us posted on his progress. And thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.